Were you at all nervous about having Jesus do animal farting noises? And I feel like I remember you one time just saying before we did it, like, "Are we sure you really want me to do that noise?" And I said yes, and you went with it. Was it difficult, or once you started doing it, you realized this is just funny? It's not, you know.
I think once I was able to once I did it and I could hear myself doing it. It sort of allayed a few of my fears.
Right.
And then you kind of explaining the origins of that and how it related to your father and something he did when you were kids, right? If I remember
I would sneak into his home office sometimes to try to startle him. And he would sometimes hear me. And then to expose me, he would make these noises to make me laugh. And then I would laugh and he'd be like, "Oh, you're in here," you know. And so I just thought it was such a precious thing for Jesus to do.
And we've gotten feedback about that as well. Like it's the same thing with,
no negative. It's all been...
Yeah, it's all been positive.
Now, I wanted to ask you about this scene here, this back and forth, where we intended it to just be super fast. And I'm like, I said to Raina, like, just question after question after question after
Barrage.
question.
Yeah.
And she, of course, had every line down. I mean, kids memorize every line. But was it fun or challenging at all for that scene to go as quickly as it did?
I think it was initially a little bit of a challenge. I didn't know how fast we were going to take it, and then once it started coming out, then the rhythm of it started making itself evident, and it became clear that it's one of those things that it has to move that quick in order for it to kind of work and be snappy and to really kind of build her personality out, which was great.
Well, and that Jesus always, as in all of these episodes, he speaks the language of who he's talking to. And
That's
so
right.
When she's like, "I'm going to come at you fast," he's like, "All right, let's go fast. I'm with you."
Short and sweet. Here we go.
These are all good questions.
Yeah.
And I love that little exchange when Joshua, when she says, what does she say about wealthy? Do you have money or?
What is the line? It's something like that.
Yeah, something about money. And he goes, "Abby."
Well, how do you make money, right?
Yeah. And she goes, "Abby." And she goes, "What? I'm just asking him how he makes money." And he's like, "I know. You shouldn't."
Duh.
Right. I love also just he still does his bedtime prayers. I mean, he's a Jewish man at the end of the day, and Jewish men do their bedtime prayers.
Yeah, especially as a rabbi and a teacher, it's part and parcel of his. It's normal to him as breathing.
Right.
It's just part of him as breathing.
This is what lent itself to some of the Jesus jokes we started to do, because it was the notion of Jesus being woken up and being tired, which I think is really precious. But you think about, well, he's going to have to go to the bathroom, no doubt.
Right.
So what does he say to the kids? Like, "All right, kids, give me a moment here. Jesus needs to go."
Just some alone time.
Yeah, exactly.
He just needs a few minutes to himself.
Yes. Why? Oh, you'll learn.
That's just time to obey, children. Okay, just.
Hey, it's Dallas. I hope you enjoyed that excerpt of the commentary that I did with Jonathan for episode 3. I did some other commentaries on other episodes, including 1 or 2 with the writers. You can only get that on the special edition DVD. This set right here, season 1 special edition DVD, has commentaries, round tables, tons of special edition stuff that you are not going to get anywhere else but this DVD. I really hope you'll check it out.